Shout out Geo, past trip
Shout out
winner.
Gio.
He said, not so much a question, but would love to hear y'all discuss what you would like to see for the sport as far as salaries and bonuses for both factory and privateer teams racing AMA. I feel like one, the more you
Mm,
put that info out there, the better chance we have at growing the sport, as parents can feel like they're making investment when they buy their kids a bike, gear, etc., training. Similar to how it's seen as a reasonable expense when you kit up a 6-year-old playing t-ball with top of the line equipment and more swag and accessories than pros, or all of the expenses that come with travel, baseball, football, AAU basketball, etc. This is a great point. And two, I feel
mm,
as though our sport might be shooting itself in the foot by not discussing pay 100% as openly
mm-hmm.
as other pro sports, similar to how some employers erroneously make their employees feel like discussing their pay amongst themselves is illegal. There's probably something to be said about riders being able to freely discuss their pay. I love that, Geo.
You
Thank you for
are,
bringing that up
yeah. Shout out to Gio. That was awesome. Awesome to get the conversation
because I
started. AJ, you
just
were in a very
recent,
unique position
yeah.
to answer
What?
that one.
Why me? Why?
Yeah.
Because I am wealth.
You were racing. You were racing pro for. You
Oh,
were racing, number one. You were racing pro for a long time, and dude, I've told this story before. Like one of the reasons why I got the collective off the ground was like,
yeah.
I was in
To
I was
support
in
the riders.
college. You support the riders, yeah. I was in college. You were, I think it was the first year they ever went to MetLife, and I was walking the track with you, doing something with Billy, filming or doing something that you guys have planned. And we were talking. You're like, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna make it work for next week. And I'm like, what do you mean, dude? Like,
Yeah.
pro rider, what are you talking about? And you were like, dude, we're all broke. And I'm like, naive, and it's crazy because like
You
I've
were so close
known
to
you
it, but
for,
yet you didn't
I
know.
was so
Yeah.
close to it, but still didn't know exactly. And I was like, man, I just assumed, you know what I mean? And yeah, and that was one of the, kick in the pants that I needed to get the collective off the ground to help out buddies, and it grew so much. But yeah, it's crazy. I feel like you've seen the worst of the worst. There again, we joke about it, but there were times when like one person would get a hotel room and we were so grateful that we had a place just to like that wasn't a car to sleep for a race, right? And now you get to see the other end of it where you're able to be a blessing for other privateers or riders or staff or whatever that was in that position. So I feel like you have a unique look at a full scope of the spectrum, you
Yeah,
know?
well,
So
and
like what are your
the
thoughts?
biggest problem was that it was very, very difficult for me to create any knowledge about what to expect. How much could I make doing this? Can I make money doing this? Is there a career here? And that Geo has a very great point in that if nobody's talking about it, then how the heck are people supposed to be groomed into a sport at a young age, like they would for any other sport?
Yeah.
For anybody to want to chase the path if they don't know how much money that they can possibly be compensated to do the job. I think that this is appropriate timing for this question because I just saw that Jet recently signed the biggest 450 deal, and what they said is that it was
Mm.
15, was it 5 years, $15 million, which that's not very good. Now, is that $15 million a year? I would say no, probably not. It's probably, it was either
15
three,
spread.
it was probably 3 million a year for the 5 years, or it was 5 million a year for 3 years. But no, I think it was 5 years.
So I think it was 15 over
Five
three, so
over three.
five
Okay.
million a year. I think. Don't quote me. Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there in the
I mean,
comments.
either way,
But
to
he's
me
also
sounds too
got,
low.
yeah, I would say for who Jet is and what he's doing, I would say so. And if you follow the rate of inflation, Ricky was getting that in what? Oh, and this is before the Ricky that we know now. This is Ricky coming off of Honda going to Suzuki kind of deal. You know what I mean? So Ricky was getting that. James getting stuff like that. Reed getting stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah, if
So
you consider like a $1 million championship win bonus, it's been
mm,
$1 million for a long time. I want to say at
mhm,
least
yeah.
15 plus years. That doesn't match the rate of inflation, not even freaking close. So, but
Mm,
uh, yeah, I mean, I think everybody should talk about how much money they make all the time. I've started talking a little bit less publicly about any, and not specific about any amount of money that I make, and it's more so because it becomes an issue with employees, is what it becomes. But if you're an athlete, why can't every single athlete say how much the money they make? I mean, that's insanity. And whether it's a small amount or a big amount, at least then people have some freaking clue,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I
Exactly.
heard the jet numbers,
It
I
keeps the
was like,
market,
oh, that's
everybody
fine.
rises. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think if everybody in the 450 shared, now they'd be like, oh, well, someone's making this one, so it's a fair wage for me to get this. And then this guy would be like, well, he got that, so it's a fair wage for me to get this. And
Right.
it would raise everybody up. And yeah, it's gonna have its adverse effects for certain areas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it won't. But for the most part, it keeps everybody transparent at a certain level. And I think that's almost like an inflation fighter almost, you know what I mean? Like it's or at least a reaction to like an inflation increase. If one
Well, I
rider
think when
says,
it's quiet as it is kept nowadays,
yeah,
that's a sign of, you would think that that's a sign of like corruption somewhere going on, right? Or
yeah,
like too much power
or like
somewhere.
poor health. Yeah, or like
Yeah.
poor health for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, 100%. Gio, and that is a great point. If you guys enjoyed that podcast clip, you can listen to full episodes on Apple Music and Spotify. And make sure, if you haven't already, join our community inside of the Moto Academy app. Go to themotoacademy.com today. I'll see you guys inside the community.